What are parallel lines? Before look at parallel lines, we need to look at a word called transversal, which is often associated with the word parallel lines. What is a transversal? It's a line. No, it's a line that cuts two or more other lines. So what is transversal? Just a line that cuts two or more other lines. So if I draw two lines, they don't have to be parallel. The line that cuts more than one line is called transversal. Okay, that's what that means. Cutting two or more other lines. So where a transversal crosses two or more lines, pairs of angles can be, actually, I don't know why that was written. That should be written here. Anyway, all right, parallel lines are lines which, okay, come in, sit down. What are parallel lines? Are lines which are never meet. Very good. Thank you. We're on page 4. Never meet. So how do I indicate the lines are parallel? We use arrows. Now, it doesn't have to be single arrow, could be double arrow, or even triple arrow. But usually just double arrow or one arrow.
But that is unless there's no parallel lines in a certain video.
Yep. So to avoid confusion. Thank you. Continue. All right, parallels are lines that never meet, and it's indicated on an arrow on a line. Now that sentence should be, when a transversal crosses two or more lines, pairs of angles can be alternate angles. Both angles are in between the parallel lines. On the opposite sides of the transversal, the alternate angles are equal. So let's draw an alternate angle. So these two are alternate. They are on the opposite sides of the transversal. Yes, Luca? Finish? So the next one is, these two are alternate as well. In both cases, you form a letter Z. If you go around the angle, you form a letter Z. That's alternate. Okay, so it has to be in between the two parallel lines on the opposite sides. That's how we identify alternate angles. The next one is called co-interior angles. It's also in between two parallel lines, but it's on the same side. So that's why it's called co-interior. Co means common. So yep, like that. And then like that. Co-interior. And the way we remember that, you form a letter C. Yep, they do add up to 180. Yeah, it says it right there. But let me write it again. So to remind you, so if I've got A and B, A plus B equal to 180. That's what co-interior angles. Actually, there has to be, yeah. Okay, whereas the alternate angles, they are equal. But co-interior angles are supplementary. Only 180. Yep. No. Really? Let me see. See, alternate angles are equal. Co-interior. I copy and paste without changing. Sorry. Co-interior. You're right. Thank you for that. All right, I will change it in future edition. Okay, let's move on.
know all about that, wouldn't you, What's up with the alternate? So what's up with the alternate if they're equal out of 180? Aren't they both just no.
Well, if that's the case, they do, yeah. But it's not.
Not necessarily. So if they're all equal, what do they add up to?
They're not equal. If they're equal, they do add. They will be both 90. Yeah, they are. But they are not add up to 180. That was a wrong statement. Yeah.
They always add up to.
Corresponding angles. What are corresponding angles? There are 4 different types. They are either above or below the parallel lines on the same side. Corresponding angles are equal. So above like this, right, on the same side of the transversal, or above on the other side of the transversal, or it could be below on the same side of the transversal, or below on the left side of the transversal. In all four cases, they all form a letter F. Right? Corresponding. Right, so draw this. So corresponding has the property they are equal as well. No, they're equal. Only co-interior angles are supplementary. So we got all four types written here. Okay. All four types, right? Sorry, all three different types, whereas corresponding have four different types. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have to move on to the next page in a minute. So just let you finish off the last thing. Okay, all done? All right, I wait for a while. This, okay. Recording now. Deciding if lines are parallel. Decide if each diagram contains a pair of parallel lines. Give a reason. Notice that there's no arrow on the parallel lines. They're not parallel yet. You have to prove they're parallel. Now, these two form a co-interior angle. We still call them co-interior if it's in between the two lines on the same side of the transversal. So to test whether they're parallel, we add the two angles together. If we add these together, we get 184. They are not supplementary, isn't it? So you say, therefore, lines are not parallel. And why they are not parallel? Because the co-interior angles are not supplementary. Supplementary add up to 180. And if you forgot the word supplementary, just say they do not add up to 180. Therefore, they are not parallel. So you can use these three rules to test whether the lines are parallel as well. Next question, are they parallel? Why not? Why are they not exact same makes them not parallel? No, not that. What sort of, yes, you have to use the word corresponding. So you say corresponding angles are not equal. You have to use this keyword, corresponding angles are not equal. Yeah, they are. We call these corresponding angles, even they are not equal, but because the corresponding angles are not equal, we conclude the lines are not parallels. Yes, that's right. That's right. Not all corresponding are equal. And when they are equal, the lines will be parallel. Yeah, that's a good statement, Luca. Okay. The lines are not parallel. Okay, let's move on to the next bit. How about this one? What's the reason they are? Yes, alternate angles are equal. And you say, therefore, lines are parallel. Okay, question. We've got a few more examples to go through. We'll do an easy one and a difficult one. But you will find it all easy if you're paying full attention. Okay, let's look at the first question. The lines are parallel, so all the alternate angles are equal. Corresponding angles will be equal as well. Okay, so we'll look at example 2. Which angle is easiest to find and what will be the reason? Raise your hand, Miles. Very good. So you write vertically opposite. Very good. So start with the easiest one. And once you've got the angle, make sure you write it on the diagram because that will help you to find the next angle. So write down what that equal to, give a reason. That's how simple it is. But you've got to give reasons every time you do things. And the next question, how do we find B? Yep, so you say B equal to 180 minus 110. And the reason is co-interior angles on parallel lines. You have to use the keyword parallel lines because only when they are on parallel lines, the co-interior angles are supplementary. Now that look like, no. You can say the following. You can say say PQ parallel to AB, but you can't say PQ and AB are parallel. That would look like 11. But if you write it in the middle, that's clear. But if you write it at the end, it's not clear. Does that make sense? So it would look like R11, not R parallel. So you have to use the word parallel. But if you write it in between two lines, it will be very clear. It doesn't mean 11, it means parallel. All right, that's a good question. Okay, let's move to the next bit. All right, what's that? 70 degrees. Okay. Next question. We start with the easiest one. Raise your hand if you know the answer. Yes, ask me. Yep, you have to say corresponding angles. Very good. Angles. Oh, annoying. Angles on parallel lines. Angles. Okay, good. And label that on the diagram. And how do I find A next?
180 minus 68.
And again, give a reason.
06.
Or you just say angles on a straight line. Okay, we've got one more question to do. That's a little bit harder, but you'll find it easy if you're paying full attention. All right, example 3. Let's look at a third example. This one, you have to add a line to find the angle.
Yes,
so in this case, you have to add a line in the middle here that's parallel to the other two lines. That will help us to find the missing angle ABC. So what we do is, let's call this letter D. So we can work out angle ABD. Now, what's angle ABD there? How do I work it out? That's equal to which angle? 50, because it's alternate angles on parallel lines. Okay, good. Let's write 50 there. How do you find the next one? How do you find angle CBD? Yes. Yeah. Like that. And that's 70. So therefore, if I want to find angle ABC, what do? I add 50 and 70 together, which is 120 degrees. Get the idea? So we've done all the different types of problem. We can use these theorems, these rules, to work out missing angle if the lines are parallel. But if the lines are not parallel, we can use it to prove whether they are parallel or not by checking whether the co-interior angles add up to 180 or whether the alternate or the corresponding angles are equal. I get the idea? So you can do it in two different ways. All right, let's finish this. Okay, did you